Turn around for me.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this.
That doesn't change anything. You still are going to be arrested.
But what
Okay.
you don't have any proof on me?
No, ma'am, I do.
GloRilla just got hit with a massive sentence after cops found a fat stash of.
My mama always say she marked me, but I ain't never feel no special than none of the other kids who y'all was treated the same. It's just growing up, my mama had me near her. Like, I was like, right hand.
Weed in her spot. GloRilla just got slammed with a heavy sentence after police uncovered a massive stash of weed at her place. Add that to her past DUI and reckless driving charges, and suddenly Memphis's top female rapper might never touch a mic again. The rise and fall, it's getting real ugly. On July 22nd, 2025, the Memphis Queen was booked in Forsyth County, Georgia, on felony charges, possession of marijuana and a controlled substance. But don't get it twisted. It ain't like she was out here hustling on the block or caught in some high-speed chase. Here's what really went down. While Glo was outperforming,
I used to sing Amazing Grace. I used to sing this song called Encourage Yourself.
You were really a singer.
Yeah, I used to be singing in church. Like, I had a good voice. And then once I had got in high school, we weren't going to church like that. When I got in high school, then when I got in high school, I had started smoking weed.
Forget the singing.
at the WNBA All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis, some lowlife crooks broke into her house. Yep. Straight up home invasion while she was doing her thing on stage. And guess what the cops did when they pulled up to check the scene? Add this to her past DUI and reckless driving charges, and suddenly Memphis's top female rapper might be facing the kind of downfall that could keep her from ever touching a mic again. The rise and fall, it's starting to look real ugly. On July 22nd, 2025, the Memphis Queen was officially booked in Forsyth County, Georgia, on felony charges, possession of marijuana and a controlled substance. But here's the twist.
You and your manager every day that we was in LA with Sweetie, that labels are going to try to sign you because of FNF, so watch out. I also told you to let me know when labels reach out so we can be on the same page, but you still went and signed my song without telling me.
It's not like she was out here hustling on the block or caught in some high-speed chase. What really went down? While GloRilla was outperforming at the WNBA All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis, some lowlife crooks broke into her house. Yep, a straight-up home invasion while she was doing her thing on stage. And when the cops showed up to check the scene, that's when everything took a sharp turn. Singing. Instead of hunting down the ones who broke into her home, they went snooping around and found some weed in her bedroom. And that was enough for them to slap cuffs on her. Wild, right? So she called the police 'cause her spot got violated, her fam was shaken up, and her stuff got jacked, and they flipped the whole script on her. Glo ended up getting booked like she was a criminal, not the victim. She had to cough up a $22,260 bond, all because of a personal stash that was chilling in her own house while she was out of town. Make it make sense. And Glo, she didn't stay quiet. She clapped back hard on Twitter, and it went crazy. Over 3.6 million views on her post, where she said, "My house got home, invaded Saturday while I was in Indianapolis performing for the WNBA All-Star Game. And instead of focusing on finding the suspects, they focus on some cannabis facts. But to understand how it came to this, we got to rewind the story. This ain't no regular rags to riches tale. This is survival, struggle.
And we're done made so much money from FNF, and I haven't made not one red cent other than shows, but I'm still prospering because guess what? I can rap in real life and ain't no MF one-hit wonder. I wrote every single lyric and every single song I ever put out. And even after all this, I still got love for Hit Kid because we came up together even though he'd been going behind my back ever since the song blew up.
And South. Memphis grit at its core. Imagine growing up with 9 siblings, 6 brothers for sisters all packed into one crib in South Memphis. And if you know that area, you know it's one of the roughest zones in the South. We Talking no luxuries, barely enough food. Sleeping on air mattresses like it's a king-size bed and making it through the week felt like a win. Real life grind. But Gloria, she was never just another name in that packed-out South Memphis house. Her mama saw something special. From day one, gave her the middle name, Hallelujah, while her brothers were stuck with names like Carmichael and her sisters got stuck with I, Nicole. Glo had that divine spark right in her name. Now here's what's going to blow your mind, especially if you only know her for turning up with street anthems and wild bars. Before GloRilla was shouting FNF through your speakers, she was deep in the church, like real deep. We talking every single Sunday. No excuses. Front.
And so when I had finally linked with him, it was on the yacht. We had met on the yacht and stuff, and we were just chopping it up. And then the rest was history.
How you get to Gotti last, though? Gotti right there in Memphis.
Right, because it's like, I don't know. I probably was scared.
Row-type devotion. She was singing gospel like Amazing Grace and Encourage Yourself. And this girl had real vocals. She wasn't just built for the mic. She was blessed with pipes that could have taken her down the gospel road for real. But y'all already know how it is. The streets got a sneaky way of calling out to young souls. Instead of tracking down the people who actually broke into her home, the cops went snooping around her bedroom, and that's where they found a stash of weed. That alone was enough for them to throw cuffs on her. Wild, right? Imagine this. She calls the police because her house just got violated, her family was shaken up, and her stuff was stolen. Yet somehow she ends up being treated like the criminal, not the victim. Glo was booked and forced to cough up a $22,260 bond. All of this over a personal stash just sitting in her own house while she was out of town. Make it make sense. And trust me, Glo didn't.
As soon as I pulled up and we was on the yacht, I instantly hooked up to the aux, played all my unreleased music, and he was just, we was just on the yacht vibing to all my unreleased music, I guess. So he was like, it just felt right. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he believed in me. Like he believed.
Stay quiet. She clapped back hard on Twitter, and the internet ate it up. Her post racked up more than 3.6 million views, where she wrote, "My house got home invaded Saturday while I was in Indianapolis performing for the WNBA All-Star Game." And instead of focusing on finding the suspects, they focus on some cannabis facts. But to really understand how things got here, you have to rewind her story. This isn't some cliché rags-to-riches tale. It's pure survival, struggle, and South Memphis grit at its core. Picture growing up with 9 siblings, 6 brothers and 4 sisters, all crammed into one tiny house in South Memphis. If you know...
Enlighten me on who you are. You sing, you
No, because you still gonna pick on me. You don't matter who I am.
pick on you. I'm not picking on you. You're
'Cause
driving and I can smell alcohol off your breath.
But I'm not drunk. I can tell you this.
that area, you already know, it's one of the roughest neighborhoods in the South. No luxuries, barely enough food, kids sleeping on air mattresses like they were king-size beds, and making it through the week felt like a victory. That was real-life grind. But Gloria wasn't just another face in that crowded Memphis home. Her mama knew she was different from day one. She even gave her the middle name Hallelujah, while her brothers got...
Yeah, I'm on your TV.
Ma'am,
I said I'm on your TV.
on my TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
So get this over with because I'm not drunk.
got names like Carmichael, and her sisters were stuck with plain ones like Nicole. Glo had that divine spark right in her name. And here's the part that'll blow your mind if you only know her for the street anthems and wild bars. Before GloRilla was screaming FNF through your speakers, she was in the church, deep in it. Every single Sunday, no excuses. Sitting front row, singing gospel with passion. Tracks like Amazing Grace and Encourage Yourself weren't just hymns to her. She was hitting them with real vocals. This wasn't just a girl built for the mic. She was blessed with a voice that could have easily taken her down the gospel road for real. But you already know how the streets work. They've got a sneaky way of calling out to young souls, pulling them away from the pews and into the chaos. And once high school hit, that holy path started to fade out. Church attendance dropped.
Under informed.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
You're
I'm
under
gonna
arrest.
take this. I'm gonna take this.
That doesn't change anything. You still are going to be arrested.
Oh, what?
Okay.
You don't have any proof on me.
No, ma'am, I do.
And next thing you know, Gloria started messing with that loud pack. Weed started creeping in, and the choir was left behind. The mic stayed, but it wasn't for singing hymns no more. That pivot right there, that's when the rap star was born. Fast forward to early 2022, and boom, Glo links up with producer Hit Kid, and magic gets made. They cooked up FNF. Let's go. And it changed everything. This wasn't just a...
Yeah.
No.
I be telling people, when you get to that, you just gotta drink protein shakes and Ensures. That's the only way.
You don't even be wanting to drink it. I be having to force myself, and it's like, what am I doing? I can't eat this.
Hot track. It was lightning in a bottle. You can't fake that kind of energy. FNF. Exploded. TikTok owned. Billboard hot. 100 smashed. Grammy nomination secured. But here's the real. That song wasn't just catchy. It was a cultural moment. FNF turned into a whole movement. It spoke for every woman tired of getting played. Tired of babysitting broke dudes with no ambition. It gave voice to girls ready to level up without some dusty man holding them back. The message couldn't be louder. I don't need no man to pay my bills, gas me up, or tell me I'm worth something. I already know I'm that girl. When high school rolled around, that church girl routine slowly...
Forsyth County Sheriff's Office said that the deputies responded to a report of a burglary in progress Saturday around 1:30 a.m. at a residence in the Atlanta suburbs. The Sheriff's Office says 3 suspects entered the house when an armed occupant fired at the intruders. GloRilla was not home at the time of the burglary, the Sheriff's Office said. The 3 suspects fled. No injuries have been reported in the incident.
Faded. Gloria stopped showing up every Sunday, the choir became a memory, and the weed started slipping into the picture. The gospel mic got swapped for studio mic, and this time, it wasn't for hymns anymore. That's the real turning point. That's when the rap star inside her started to wake up. Fast forward to early 2022, and boom, Glo linked up with producer Hit Kid, and together they created magic. Out came FNF, Let's Go, and the world hasn't been the same since. This wasn't just a track, it was lightning in a bottle. Raw energy you can't fake. The song blew up everywhere. TikTok had it on repeat. The Billboard Hot 100 felt the impact, and before long, Glo was staring down a Grammy nomination. But here's what makes it legendary. FNF wasn't just catchy. It was a cultural reset. It became the anthem for every woman done with deadweight relationships, fed up with babysitting men who couldn't get it together. It was the voice of independence, the rallying cry for leveling up. The message was crystal clear. I don't need a man to validate me, pay my bills, or convince me I'm valuable. I already know I'm that girl. But success in the rap game, it always comes with drama. And FNF was no exception. Right after the track blew up, Hit Kid, the producer behind that banger, came out swinging, claiming GloRilla and CMG were moving shady, trying to snatch ownership of the song without keeping him in the loop. That's the kind of sneaky behind-the-scenes drama that pops off the second a hit starts stacking millions. Everyone wanted their cut of the cash and fast. But this early tension, that was just the warm-up. The music industry is packed with vultures and snakes. And when a young artist catches fire like Glo did, they all come crawling out ready to test her. Major labels started circling like hawks, flying her out, booking VIP meetings, whispering sweet promises about fame and fortune. But Glo wasn't.
Ms. Woods was out of town when her residence became a target for a group of home invaders who most likely knew she wasn't there. What they didn't know was she had family staying with her that were traumatized by the violent entrance of this group, who grabbed high-value jewelry before taking off once they realized the home wasn't vacant. fondling law firm Ash, when her family members did the right thing and called law enforcement instead of investigating the violent home invasion and theft at Mrs. Wood's home, they instead sought a search warrant when they spotted what they believed was a small amount of marijuana.
Just book smart. She had street sense. She didn't fall for the flash. She took her time, moved smart, and peeped the game before signing anything. But in rap, success always comes with drama, and FNF was no different. The moment the track went viral, the smoke cleared and the first shots got fired. Hickid, the producer who helped cook up the anthem, came out blasting, accusing GloRilla and CMG of trying to play him dirty, snatching ownership of the record without cutting him in properly. That's the kind of shady, behind-the-scenes chaos that always shows up the second a hit starts stacking millions. Everybody wanted their slice of the pie, and they wanted it fast. But that was only the warm-up. The music industry is a jungle, full of vultures, snakes, and sharks, and when a young artist catches fire like Glo did, they all come crawling out, trying to test her. Suddenly, the major labels were circling like hawks, flying her out, putting her in VIP suites, whispering promises of fame, fortune, and superstardom. But Glo wasn't just another naive rookie blinded by the flash. She had street smarts in her back pocket. She moved carefully, peeped a game, and played it patient. No rush signatures, no quick traps. Glo made sure she wasn't just winning the moment, but setting herself up for the long run.